Where is the mic? At one point she yelled, give me a fucking mic, and they didn't give it to her.
An unexpected moment during a public event involving Prince Harry and Meghan Markle has recently drawn widespread attention, after footage from the stage began circulating online and sparking debate among observers. According to accounts from people present at the event, the evening had started in a formal and carefully organized manner. Prince Harry was delivering a prepared speech to the audience, speaking in a calm and steady tone. The setting appeared structured and serious.
The guy with the purple jacket is trying to block her from going on stage.
The kind of event with a schedule and speakers are typically planned in advance and followed closely. Witnesses say the atmosphere remained focused on Harry as he addressed the crowd, with the audience listening attentively while the program unfolded as expected. However, the situation reportedly shifted when Meghan Markle unexpectedly approached the stage during the speech. Observers noted that her entrance appeared unannounced. There was no indication from organizers or hosts that another speaker would join Harry at that moment. As a result, several people in the audience reportedly reacted with surprise, as attention quickly turned toward the stage. Footage shared later online appears to show Meghan stepping forward toward Harry while he continued speaking. Some witnesses said the moment created a brief pause in the room as people tried to understand whether the change had been planned. According to individuals who reviewed the recordings, Meghan stood beside Harry and briefly placed a hand on his back, a gesture that some interpreted as an attempt to signal a coordinated speaking moment. In past appearances, observers have sometimes noted that the couple shared speaking roles during public engagements. Because of that history, some audience members appeared to expect that the microphone might be handed over to Meghan. However, the situation unfolded differently. Video clips suggest that Prince Harry continued delivering his remarks without passing the microphone. He maintained his focus on the audience and proceeded with his speech, while the moment played out beside him. Those present described the reaction in the room as unusually quiet, rather than applause or cheering. Several witnesses said the audience remained still as the unexpected interaction unfolded. For a few seconds, Meghan remained standing beside Harry while he continued speaking.
Walked on stage, she could have said, "Oh, here's my wife," and hand over the microphone. Did he do it? No.
But tonight,
observers said the pause created a noticeable tension in the room, as people watched to see how the situation would resolve. Eventually, according to reports from attendees, Meghan stepped back from the center of the stage and moved away from the podium area. While the exchange lasted only a short time, it quickly became a topic of conversation after the event ended.
figures
People who
appearing
had witnessed the
together
moment
in front of a
began
crowd.
discussing it
And she
among
goes around and
themselves, while others later analyzed the footage once it began appearing online. The following day, coverage of the event presented a different image. Photographs
about how
released in
Meghan
media
and
reports
Harry
showed Harry
that had
and Meghan
always looked
appearing
perfectly
composed and
controlled,
smiling
Prince
during
Harry
the
was
occasion,
still mid.
giving the impression of a coordinated appearance. But online,
was
short
that
video
okay?
clips showing
Now,
the brief
Harry
stage
has
interaction
full-
spread rapidly across social media platforms. Many viewers compared the polished photos seen in traditional media coverage with the raw footage circulating online. The contrasting
That had
portrayals
always
prompted
looked perfectly
discussions
controlled,
about how
Prince
public
Harry-
appearances by high-profile figures are presented to audiences. For some commentators, the moment was simply an awkward interruption during a live event. Others suggested it reflected a shift in how the couple's public dynamic is perceived. Regardless of interpretation, the short exchange quickly became a widely discussed moment, and it raised questions about what exactly had happened on that stage. And according to several observers, the brief incident was only the beginning of a much larger conversation that unfolded after the event. As clips of the stage moment continued to circulate online, discussion quickly expanded beyond the brief interaction itself. Viewers began examining the footage closely, paying attention to body language, timing, and the reaction from the audience. Many observers pointed out that what made the situation unusual was not simply Meghan Markle stepping onto the stage, but the way the interaction unfolded afterward. In previous public appearances featuring Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the couple often appeared to coordinate their roles smoothly when addressing audiences. There were occasions where Harry introduced Meghan before passing the microphone to her, allowing her to speak or participate in the program. Because of that established pattern, some people watching the moment expected a similar transition. However, The footage from this particular event showed a different outcome. According to witnesses who reviewed the recordings, Harry continued speaking without changing his position or handing over the microphone. His posture remained focused on the audience, and he maintained the flow of his prepared remarks.
For those in the room, the brief pause created an atmosphere that several attendees later described as unusually quiet. Instead of applause or audible reactions, the audience reportedly remained silent while the exchange unfolded. In formal settings, such moments can feel especially noticeable because the structure of the event typically leaves little room for unexpected interruptions. Observers said Meghan remained beside Harry for a short period, appearing to wait for the moment to shift naturally. But when the speech continued without a transition, she eventually stepped back from the center of the stage. While the interaction itself lasted only seconds, it quickly became the focal point of discussions afterward. People who attended the event reportedly began exchanging impressions almost immediately. Some described the moment as awkward, while others said it appeared to be a simple misunderstanding during a live presentation. The conversation expanded further the following day once images and videos began spreading across different media platforms. Traditional news coverage mostly featured photographs showing the couple smiling together and appearing relaxed during the event. In those images, nothing suggested that anything unusual had occurred. However, on social media platforms, short clips of the interaction presented a more detailed look at the moment as it happened in real time. These clips were widely shared and viewed by large audiences within hours. Viewers paused the footage, replayed segments, and analyzed the sequence of events from multiple angles. The contrast between the polished images released in formal coverage and the candid footage circulating online became a topic of debate. Some commentators argued that the difference illustrated how brief moments at public events can be interpreted in different ways depending on which images or clips are highlighted. Others suggested the moment demonstrated how quickly narratives can form once unedited footage becomes widely available. Despite the various interpretations, the brief stage interaction had already begun shaping the broader conversation around the couple's public appearances. The discussion also touched on another topic frequently raised by royal observers, the evolving role of Prince Harry in public life since stepping back from senior royal duties. Even though Harry and Meghan relocated to the United States after their decision to step away from official royal responsibilities, Harry is still often introduced at events using his royal title. That unique position places him in a somewhat unusual space, connected to the royal institution by history and title, but no longer operating within the same formal structure. For some observers, the moment on stage highlighted that complicated dynamic. And as the conversation continued to spread online, attention began shifting toward a deeper question about how the couple's public partnership might be evolving, both on stage and behind the scenes. As discussion about the stage moment continued to grow, attention gradually shifted toward the broader context surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and their evolving public roles. Over the past several years, the couple has remained at the center of global media coverage, particularly since their decision to step back from senior royal duties during the widely discussed Megxit. Since relocating to the United States, Harry and Meghan have continued to appear at international events, conferences, and charitable gatherings. While they are no longer working members of the British royal family, Harry is still frequently introduced by his royal title during public engagements. This unique position has often created mixed perceptions about how the couple fits into the broader royal landscape. On one hand, Harry maintains a connection to the monarchy through his background and public identity. On the other, he and Meghan have established an independent life outside the formal structure of royal duties. Observers say this unusual balance sometimes becomes visible during public appearances. The stage moment that drew attention at the event seemed to highlight that complicated position. Some commentators suggested that Harry's decision to continue speaking without passing the microphone reflected a simple choice to maintain the structure of his prepared remarks. In formal speeches, interruptions can disrupt timing, and speakers often continue with their planned delivery. Others, however, interpreted the interaction differently, suggesting it appeared to signal a shift in how the couple handles public speaking moments together. Over the years, viewers have often noticed a dynamic in which the couple appeared to share attention during events. Meghan frequently spoke during panels, interviews, or discussions alongside Harry. Because of that history, some audience members may have expected a similar transition during the speech. Instead, Harry maintained control of the microphone and continued addressing the crowd. While the decision itself lasted only seconds, it quickly became a focal point of online conversation. Analysts, commentators, and viewers debated whether the moment reflected a routine speaking choice or something more symbolic. The discussion also touched on past moments that have shaped public perceptions of the couple. One of the most widely referenced events remains their televised interview with Oprah Winfrey, which generated global headlines after it aired. During that conversation, Harry and Meghan shared personal experiences about their time within the royal family, including discussions about media pressure and family tensions. That interview marked a turning point in how their relationship with the monarchy was viewed by audiences around the world. Since then, the couple's public appearances have continued to attract significant attention, with even brief interactions sometimes becoming major topics of discussion. The moment at the event followed that same pattern. A short exchange lasting only seconds quickly turned into a widely debated topic once video clips spread across social media platforms. Some viewers focused on the silence in the room as the interaction occurred, while others paid closer attention to the body language between the two. Supporters of the couple argued that the situation was likely being overanalyzed, pointing out that live events often include unexpected moments that carry no deeper meaning. Critics, however, suggested that the brief exchange appeared to reveal tension or miscommunication during the appearance. As those different interpretations circulated online, the conversation expanded beyond the stage moment itself. Instead, many observers began discussing how public narratives about Harry and Meghan are formed and how quickly a single moment can shape a much larger story. And according to some insiders, the developments following the event raised additional questions about the couple's private discussions and future plans. Following the intense discussion surrounding the brief stage moment, attention gradually moved beyond the event itself and toward the broader dynamics shaping the lives of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. For several years, the couple's personal and professional decisions have remained the subject of continuous public interest. Since stepping away from official royal duties during Megxit, they have built a new life in California while maintaining a visible presence at international events and public forums. Because of this unique position, neither fully connected to the working structure of the monarchy nor completely removed from it, many observers believe their public appearances often carry additional meaning. The stage interaction, while brief, was interpreted by some analysts as part of a larger pattern in which the couple's public roles continue to evolve. Beyond the event itself, discussions also expanded to include reports about the couple's family life and long-term plans for their children. According to individuals familiar with the situation, one topic that has occasionally surfaced in conversations involves the future education of their son, Prince Archie of Sussex. Prince Harry was educated at Eton College, a historic British institution that has educated generations of prominent figures, including several members of the royal family. Because of that background, some observers have suggested that Harry may feel a personal connection to the traditions associated with British schooling. At the same time, sources close to the couple have indicated that Meghan's perspective on raising their children may emphasize a different approach. Since relocating to California, the couple has repeatedly spoken about wanting to provide a more private and independent environment for their family. These differing priorities, maintaining a link to certain traditions while building a new life outside the royal system, illustrate the complicated balance the couple continues to navigate. Friends and commentators have sometimes suggested that Harry's position can be particularly complex. On one hand, he grew up within the long-standing customs and expectations of royal life. On the other, he has spent the past several years establishing a separate identity outside that structure. For Meghan, the situation carries a different set of challenges. Entering the royal family from a completely different background placed her under intense global scrutiny from the beginning. Since leaving official royal duties, she has continued to face strong reactions from both supporters and critics, with even small public moments often becoming subjects of widespread analysis. This constant attention means that brief interactions, like the moment on stage, can quickly take on greater significance once they appear online. While many viewers saw the exchange simply as an awkward interruption during a live event, others believed it reflected the broader pressures the couple continues to experience. Public appearances now exist in a media environment where every gesture, pause, or change in tone can be recorded, shared, and examined within minutes. As a result, a moment lasting only a few seconds can quickly become a symbol for much larger debates about relationships, public image, and the future direction of high-profile figures. For Harry and Meghan, that reality has become a defining feature of their post-royal life. And as the conversation around the event continued to unfold, observers began focusing on another development that reportedly emerged later that evening, one that some witnesses believed added a new layer to the already intense discussion surrounding the couple's public image. As the evening continued after the widely discussed stage moment, several attendees reported noticing subtle changes in the atmosphere surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Markle during the remainder of the event. According to witnesses present in the venue, event organizers appeared to make quiet adjustments to the seating arrangements later in the program. Instead of remaining positioned near the center of attention, Meghan was reportedly guided to a seat slightly off to the side of the main area. No formal explanation was given, and the change itself was not announced publicly. However, some people inside the room said the visual shift was noticeable enough to draw attention from those nearby. Observers described the arrangement as placing Meghan close enough to remain visible to the audience, but not directly in the focal point of the event's activities. Moments like these are often subtle during large gatherings, but in highly visible settings they can easily become topics of discussion among guests and media observers. Throughout the evening, Prince Harry continued interacting with other attendees, speaking with guests and participating in conversations as the program progressed. Witnesses said Meghan remained seated for much of the time, applauding during scheduled segments and observing the ongoing discussions around the room. For some observers, the contrast between the earlier moment on stage and the quieter atmosphere afterward became part of the overall narrative surrounding the event. In the hours that followed, commentary about the evening began appearing across various media platforms. Some online commentators analyzed the couple's body language during the event, while others focused on the broader context of their public roles since stepping away from official royal responsibilities during Megxit. Media coverage of the event also presented differing perspectives. Certain outlets continued referring to Harry with the formal titles associated with his royal background, highlighting his status as a member of the British royal family. Other reports emphasized his decision to step back from senior royal duties and described him primarily as an independent public figure. This contrast in how Harry is presented reflects the unusual position he occupies today. Although he is no longer a working royal, his identity remains closely connected to the monarchy through history, family ties, and public recognition. For media organizations and commentators, this situation often creates two parallel narratives, one that emphasizes his royal heritage and another that highlights his independence from the institution. Some analysts believe that this dual narrative helps keep public interest in the couple consistently high. Whenever Harry and Meghan appear at events, discussions quickly emerge about how they should be viewed, as private individuals building a new life, or as figures still linked to one of the world's most recognizable institutions. The evening's events demonstrated how quickly such conversations can develop. What began as a routine speech turned into a moment that sparked widespread attention once short video clips began circulating online. Within hours, millions of viewers had seen the brief interaction and formed their own interpretations. Supporters of the couple argued that the situation had been exaggerated and that unexpected moments frequently occur during live events. Critics, meanwhile, suggested that the exchange reflected deeper tensions or changes in the couple's public dynamic. Despite these differing viewpoints, the moment illustrated how even the smallest interactions can generate significant discussion when they involve internationally recognized figures. For Harry and Meghan, that level of scrutiny has become a constant reality. And while the brief moment on stage lasted only seconds, the conversation it sparked continued long afterward, raising broader questions about their public partnership, their evolving roles, and how their story will continue to unfold in the years ahead.